Dax found a trailer park. Us Canadians are proud. Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for my weekly review for this week's episode of The Road Rats. This is going to be doing the Road Rats review for Season 1, Episode 4, titled The Old World is Dead. Okay guys, this is going to be doing another video for today. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Road Rats. This is going to be for Season 1, Episode 4, titled The Old World is Dead. Nice freaking title. So, this is going to be doing my video review for this week's episode of The Road Rats. This is for episode 4. So, next week will be the penultimate episode. We're going to have episodes 5, and we're going to get episode 6 next week, and then episode 6 afterwards. Alright, now, that being said, that established, I do want to kind of address something about this episode. This is definitely the weakest episode of the show so far. Like I've kind of mentioned before, though, this is not a bad episode by any means. Like, I actually still think it's a pretty decent episode. I just have my problems this week, and we're going to get into that a little bit. So, okay, now, basically, after episode 3, we had a huge return for a beloved character from the main series, Survival of the Fittest, with Clay. Now, I want to talk about this because this whole thing really doesn't make sense to me anymore. I know that Clay is a familiar face, and I know he returns, and I know it's epic, and he helps our group out, and some are skeptical of him, and some, you know, kind of trust him and stuff, but basically, they kind of just bicker throughout the first, 10-15 minutes, and then Clay decides to just peace out because some of the Road Rats are just kind of giving him crap. Not a fan of that, guys. Not a fan of that at all. I kind of thought that there would be a little bit more than that, unless there's something coming, you know, which is always possible. Maybe there's more to Clay than what I'm thinking. If this is it, if this is all we get of Clay, I am severely disappointed. I'm just going to be honest. I really thought that there would be a bigger impact than him just shooting a few guys and then just kind of, you know, I don't know. I do appreciate that, you know, that Clay is in this at all. I appreciate that, you know, Wasteland World Official and Matt actually put this character in here somewhere, but it just kind of feels like it's just like, okay, well, we must have a familiar face in here somewhere. We kind of have to, you know, kind of to, you know, catch people's interest and stuff. But I'm like, honestly, the show does fine without him. Honestly, I know that sounds crazy. And this is coming from one of the biggest Clay fans there is. I freaking love Clay. And I still just do not understand this return. So, I don't know. I think overall, I would have probably just preferred this never happened, honestly, because it just feels like there's no overall point to it, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. So, they find this, trailer park location. They're trying to kind of, settle in. Meanwhile, during this time, you've got Pablo that is, of course, trying to interrogate that girl. And you've got you know, basically this guy named Don that is just abusing these women. And I'm just like, dude, this stuff was hard to watch. I'm going to be honest. When you saw some of this stuff, I was just like, man, Don, you are a piece of crap, dude. Honestly, I hope he gets what's coming to him. Not a fan of that character at all. However, he's well done because you're not supposed to like him. So definitely well done in that sake as well too. But basically, you continue on the episode and you've got Roadkill and you've got Sideswipe. These two do not get along at all. Like these two are not getting along. And Dax kind of sends them on this mission to find food. And it's just like, oh, okay. So I'm trying to kind of, you know, break up the tension, if you will. When Dax goes to Roadkill's like, I'm not doing that. And then Sideswipe doesn't like it, but he kind of, you know, he listens because he still has to kind of do what Dax tells him. But we really get that feel in this one that after Spike is gone, Dax really in this one, it really is like the boss. You know, that's really the vibe you get in this one, which I think is really, really cool. Now, Okay, now we do get to another flaw this week. I'm not a big fan of this scene either. When you've got the guy that basically Sideswipe and Roadkill are bickering, you got the guy on the top of the roof that's shooting at them, literally tries to murder them, and then Roadkill kills the guy, and it, like, out of nowhere, absolutely kills the guy, and then Sideswipe is just like, why'd you do that? I'm like, hold up, okay? Give me a second to understand this. You are pissed off that Roadkill killed somebody that was shooting at you, that was trying to kill you. And I'm not saying that Roadkill is all that innocent in this episode either, because he does some crap coming up that we're going to discuss. But Sideswipe in this one, and I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, Sideswipe equally pissed me off in that scene, just as much. I know he's trying to be kind of the nice guy, and he doesn't want to kill people, and it's kind of the beginning of the apocalypse. So in that sense, I can kind of understand where he's coming from. But at the same time, if I'm in his if I'm in his shoes and I'm getting shot at by somebody, and there's no rules and there's no nothing in that world, and you're in that kind of world, no way in hell am I taking chances. I mean, honestly, the dude tried to kill us while we were trying to get supplies and stuff like that. Hell no. Honestly, that is a big no for me. And honestly, I think that Sideswipe definitely, if he's going to survive in this world, he needs to be a little bit more cautious, you know? And that's really the main thing about this scene. It just kind of made Sideswipe look a little too nice, almost, like to a point where I was just like, I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. It just didn't work well for me. Honestly, that scene just really did not go well for me. But Roadkill, let's talk about him, because he's not out of the woods in this argument, in this situation. He is a pain, dude. In this episode, I mean, he is an absolute moron. And honestly, it is, it gets crazy. It really does, because he basically kind of picks a fight with Dax. He's kind of, getting all pissed off at everybody, and it's just like, man, like this, just wow. But basically, let's talk about the rest of it. Basically, you got Dax that gets his bike back. Wong kind of decides to travel back. Roadkill kind of raises some hell, and then Dax basically comes back with a new jacket, a shaved head, and he looks really freaking badass in this episode. I'm going to be honest. He looks really, really cool. And that is basically how the episode wraps up, as you get, Dax that kind of is, facing off against Roadkill, and we'll have to see how that all kind of goes in episode 4, or in episode 5. So, very interesting episode. I think in terms of highlights this week, Pablo actually, I think, had his best episode yet. I actually think he really stepped up as an interesting character this week, and a really good villain, I actually think. So Pablo's really growing on me. Hannah continues to be a really good character. She didn't have too much to do in this one, but I think she's another really great character at the moment. Dax is still my absolute favorite. I think he's absolutely great. And then the rest of the characters, hit or miss for me, honestly. So, yeah, anyway, that is my thoughts on this week's episode. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's nothing bad. It's nothing great. It's just kind of an alright episode for me this week. It's just an alright episode. Nothing bad. I want to reiterate, it's not a bad episode. I just don't really think it's anything too special, honestly. So, but yeah, that is my thoughts on this week's episode of the Road Rats. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this week's episode of the Road Rats? And of course, guys, if you're new here, click to subscribe and tune up some of my videos for the Road Rats. Follow Dan's Walk if you subscribe, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon in another video for the Road Rats. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Anybody out there?